Right, so I don't know how I'll be recording this because it is very long. It is first 11 pages, and then there are attachments. Uh, so it's probably 20 or 30 pages altogether. But the main document, I have it in front of me in Polish, and I will try to translate as I go. It is not an official translation, but this is it's going to be a reliable translation in the sense of rendering the meaning. I might be missing some terms or preciseness in the sense of word for word translation. It was written on the 26th of January 2017, filed with the prosecutor's office, Prokuratura Okręgowa in Krakow, Mosiężna Street, on the 27th of January 2017. It has a note urgent, and the name of the document in Polish is Zawiadomienie o popełnieniu przestępstwa, which is a notification of a crime having taken place or having been taking place. Can you say something like this in English? Sounds logical, but I don't remember. Well, I hope you can. On the 4th of January 2017, I informed the police office, Komisariat Policji 5 at Zamojskiego Street about a crime, about a murder being committed against me. Agnieszka Rojek, born on the 27th of September 1974, and my mom, Barbara Urbanek. On the 17th of January, I filed two doniesienie. This is the name of the document that informs about the circumstances implying a crime being committed a lower level than the zawiadomienie, which informs about the crime taking place, a crime taking place. So I filed two documents, doniesienie, with the prosecutor's office, Prokuratura Okręgowa, concerning Ryana and others, murder, and concerning Agnieszka, and concerning Miss Agnieszka Różańska. In Polish it's fałszerstwo intelektualne. This is a crime consisting in creating documents that can have that can be significant in legal situations, that can be of importance in significant situations, documents that are false. On the 20th of January, I filed a document, zawiadomienie. So this is this higher level, when I informed about a crime, not the circumstances that imply a crime, that signal a crime. Concerning a murder being committed against me by prostitute, prostitute in inverted commas. I don't know the name of this person. This is the person who added my presentation, my video, to her pornographic profile in the internet. with, so on the 20th of January I filed the document zawiadomienie concerning a murder being committed against me by prostitute with a detailed psychological profile in attachment. Or in, I think there's a different word that you use for it, additional documents. The murder is in progress. I am still connected to the world of prostitution. People from the social, well, we call it a margin in Poland, from the criminal world, more or less, are merged with me, and retarded people. I am in a hostile environment, disgusting, unbearable, left wing. I have a sexual aura and foreign bodies in my body, among them rooters. My mouth cavity is being merged with vaginas, anuses, etc. I am a virgin living in a sexual abstinence. I have the right-wing outlook. Most probably, the President of the Republic of Poland, Andrzej Duda, is an accomplice to the crime. Article 148, the Criminal Code, Codex Karny, and high treason. There will be a separate document, either doniesienie or zawiadomienie o popełnieniu przestępstwa concerning the President. Well, finally, I did not file the document nor write it back. So this is the key, and now there are circumstances. On the 3rd of January 2017, around 4 a.m., there has been immersed something in the shape of a stick, which stung with sperm and other stings, with which I have nothing to do. On the 4th of January 2017, I reported murder to the police, providing initial information for investigation. I give the exact information, the exact content of the information in the attachment. At the police station, I heard the noise of something like machines. I felt Rihanna's presence. At one point, she became calm, as if she had hidden in my stomach like a baby, only very lively. When I went to talk to the policeman, sergeant, precisely sierżant sztabowy Marcel Gajdziszewski, there's the one responsible for the case, and another policeman, she calmed down. The interview was chaotic, a series of questions. I cannot read it here. As if I were being under, well, the feeling of someone shooting at you from all sides. It seemed to me they are checking my truthfulness, making a general reconnaissance. I don't think you can say it about in that context, but generally trying to see what it is. The sergeant did not write a report or take down the interview. I thought that the conversation, that the interview was being recorded, and the recording constitutes a legal document. Reporting a crime being committed. But I did not sign anything, and I have not been informed about any recording. Only from the it seems they have blocked my English because I cannot remember words. Hold on. Concierge's quarters? I don't think so. Well, the place where as you enter the building, there's a place where they sit and check who is going in and coming out. So this is portiernia. So only the man from the place sent my notes to file them. This is what I was said, just in case, elsewhere, to the prosecutor's office. On the 5th of January, nothing changed. I was suffering terribly, but I got myself together, and around 9 p.m. I delivered additional information for the sergeant to the police office attached. I had an impression that the sergeant had a light attitude towards the murder, that he was doing nothing as far as my case is concerned. The torture was continuing. I'm including DVD with the record of what was going on in those days. Therein, the psycho-emotional or the mental and emotional trauma. I apologize for the rude words and strong words. The tortured shout and scream. One day, he told me on the phone that perhaps they would be working on machines, but there was no help. There appeared Robert Biedroń and more torture. In his answering machine, in his mobile phone, I could hear Cezary Łasiczka, one of the persons under the strongest suspicion, one of the most suspected persons. As the first, or at least the second, cause of the murder. I am certain he is killing me as a political order. On the 9th of January, the sergeant called me and arranged a conversation or talk at home at my place on the next day. At 4 p.m. We were to talk. I thought that we were to talk about the murder. I was a bit late, so I called to let him know that I was already at home. He said that they were already at my block of flats or something similar. The sergeant started asking me about suicidal thoughts. I informed that should the torture continue, I would have to commit suicide. In the conversation, while talking, I explained calmly that it was not that easy. However, it was not the problem of suicide that the sergeant was to talk to me about, but the problem of murder. He was not interested in it too much. He did not ask about any additional information. Most probably he did not start the investigation. He did not inform me about the development of the situation. At one point of our conversation, I mentioned Madeleine McCann. Then the sergeant interrupted me and sent his colleague to get the psychiatric emergency car and people. I have the impression I have come close to the case somewhere on the way. Someone from my environment is probably, maybe, guilty in that case. A man functioning as Marcin Apostata on Twitter made a phone call to me. He did not talk to me on the subject, but there are pictures of Madeleine in his profile. Some time ago, I posted about her on Twitter. Then, my hall was cut with an entry to some dark world. It caused an extreme anxiety in me. I do not take drugs or medicines. I hardly ever drink alcohol. Almost never. I have clear perceptions. My attention went in the direction of Paris. I think I saw a church. I looked at the pictures of Rihanna. Afterwards, I was lying in bed and I moved into the world of someone else, into someone else's world. I saw a scene in which I am scared. Someone is approaching me, coming from the corridor. I did not see what was next. I did not want to. This goes beyond the limit of my mental resistance. Or immunity. Perhaps immunity. Immunity is better. I started looking for Madeline in answer to David Beckham's appeal years ago. This is a Scientology method. I made a postulate. A postulate is a causative thought. Mine had the content. Find Madeline. I did not think about the danger I was going into. I believe I'm receiving all sorts of communication from my little round table and other pictures, photos. Even if some of the content is being edited by Assanges, they can be instruments too. I have the quality of the truth. And here there are, should I read that all? Perhaps for the sake of, well, this is a document. So here I quote reference to my posts in Vimeo. All start with HT, okay, I will just read as it goes, brackets. HTTPS /vimeo.com/1832137118 8 or 3, I cannot read it now, 8 or 3 or 9, HTTPS /vimeo.com/1802958826 https://vimeo.com/176180714 https://vimeo.com/176174477 https://vimeo.com/173378618 https:// vimeo.com/156242496 https://vimeo.com/143361685 https://vimeo.com/176571117 https://vimeo.com/190975931 https://vimeo.com/183282138 https://vimeo.com/183285461 https://vimeo.com/183220098 and more. I believe Madeline lives on the border between the world of the living and the dead. But I do not know if she lives or if she is dead. She wants to communicate something. I believe Eva Tillman wanted to communicate something too. https Eva Tillman EWATYLMAN https://vimeo.com/177108062 https://vimeo.com/177438345 and https://vimeo.com/177443195. I can hear at least 3 channels of communication. It can be connected with my brand. https://vimeo.com/189900566 all in Polish, also mysticism among other things. https://vimeo.com/187444614. By the way, Nostradamus. https://vimeo.com/147050455. I believe a ufologist, Max Spiers, Spiers, I'm not sure if I pronounced the name correctly, was matched with me too, I think. The mysterious death in Warsaw. I believe that calling the psychiatric emergency that the purpose of calling the psychiatric emergency was to threaten, to intimidate me, and to commit fałszerstwo intelektualne, so to create the false documents that can be of importance in legal proceedings, in the legal context. I do not exclude a possibility that someone will want to kill me, creating the impression of a suicide. And it is about collecting data, directing a future investigation towards the traces suggesting a suicide resulting from a psychiatric disorder of the sexual nature. I am sane, I am of sound mind, healthy. My sexuality is healthy. I am a victim. A law-abiding person. Destroyed since 2009 at least, for political reasons. At first sight it's cronyism or nepotism, but I believe there's something below it, or there's more to it. On intimidation. Apart from the two psychiatric emergency doctors, or not doctors, nurses, my flat was entered by two more policemen. So I was standing in my room with 6 men when the emergency man was exerting pressure on me to go for the visit in the psychiatric hospital. He took the measurement of my pulse, that's what you call, and you know, when you check the hand and the how often you have the action. I need to check it. All the words that you find what's the English for, are blocked right now from my access. Can't know. But I have my dictionary at hand, so pulse, heartbeat, pulse. I have a quickened pulse or heartbeat, probably since the rape around 2013. I have an earlier test or checkup result. The rape, which was not typical, through masturbation. The control of my hand has been taken over. It was taken over. I heard Cezary Łasiczka's voice. That should do. Or similar words. A double orgasm was caused and a heart attack. With the power of the Spirit, I prevented the development of the heart attack. Perhaps someone from a higher level caught me too, knowing what was happening. I did not want to go to the hospital. I was afraid they would do some impairment to me, as they did to my mom during her first stay in hospital before her therapy with interferon in 2014. I did not exclude a possibility of a rape when unconscious, for the purpose of removing the key evidence in the case, my hymen. The application of psychotropic drugs or poison without my knowledge and consent, by force, and falsifying the information afterwards. The emergency nurse, however, threatened with the use of force already in my flat at home. I wanted to call somewhere, but pressure was created, so it was difficult for me to think. Anyway, one does not really know where to call. The hold on. The non-governmental, see, that's the block, words escaping. The non-governmental organizations defend promiscuous women. They do not defend virgins. I only sent an email to Zbigniew Ćwiąkalski, with whom I was trying to contact earlier, because of the function he used to, because of his former function, the Minister of Justice, informing that I was forced by the officers to leave my flat unlawfully, illegally, and that they used violence. Several times I asked, with the door open to the corridor, for the legal grounds. The emergency nurse answered that he said so. They were repeating again and again, "We're going." I wanted to take my computer with evidence to my neighbor downstairs, but I was not allowed to. They blocked me. They were blocking me with their bodies. Similarly in my flat. I do not understand by what law, my freedom was restricted. I believe they wanted to evoke or to trigger irrational responses, to create a pretext, a reason for enforced, obligatory detention in the psychiatric hospital and application of psychotropic drugs, leaving me with no self-control. I decided it was better to go and see what would happen next. The sergeant, Gajdziszewski, called my mom to inform her that they were taking me to hospital. But he did not make herself. My mom was a complete nervous wreck. In hospital, I was sitting in the waiting room, waiting for the interview. The nurse was doing something with his mobile phone. I believe he is an Assangeist. I do not exclude that he was at my block of flats yesterday in the morning. I could see the emergency car on the other side of the street, and that he was again changing something. I had the checkup for alcohol, 0 result. It is good that they did the checkup because I could smell alcohol. I thought it came from the sergeant. Then I realized it was probable they attached the smell to me. Perhaps the policeman had a different plan. Miss Agnieszka Różańska asked me for the interview to a room. She was sitting at her computer and writing when I was answering questions. Next to her there was sitting a young doctor. The policemen were standing nearby, with the door open. I do not know if she was recording the interview. Sergeant Gajdziszewski was recording the interview at my place. I do not know if the recording was not manipulated. After answering the psychiatrist's questions, I received the information file card of my stay in the reception, in the hospital reception place, to sign. I refused to stay in hospital, although the peace and quiet were tempting, because on the basis of the information in the file, I knew I could, I had the orientation that the psychiatrist was incompetent, or that she was taking part in the murder. Perhaps she was being pressed on. Perhaps she was under pressure. Threatened with the end of her professional career. Or paying the dues, or however you translate it, the rebalancing. She committed fałszerstwo intelektualne, that is the creation of the false document of importance in legal situations, that can be of importance in legal situations. My doniesienie, document informing about the circumstances suggesting a crime being committed, concerning the case attached. I decided that the sergeant was framing me instead of counteracting criminality. And I started working on the criminal case on my own. Apart from that zawiadomienie, the document informing about a crime taking place, I am filing zawiadomienie about the crime having taken place, the murder in progress, committed by Karolina Wachowicz and the left wing, Elżbieta Stożek, Łukasz Gągulski, Anna Grodzka and Aleksandra Kisza. And doniesienie, the document informing the notification of circumstances suggesting the crime is taking place, concerning Professor Elżbieta Tabakowska. I am preparing more, among them zawiadomienie o popełnieniu zabójstwa, the document informing about the crime taking place, specifically the crime of murder committed by Piotr Urbanek, Maja Rostowska, Doda, Aleksandra Miśtal, Marek Zuber, Tom Cruise, Julian Assange, Richard Dawkins, Stephen Hawking, Alex Gibney, or accomplices to the crime. Earlier, I had filed doniesienie, the document informing about the circumstances suggesting a crime is or has been taking place, concerning Rajana and others, and doniesienie concerning Miss Agnieszka Różańska, the 17th of January this year, and zawiadomienie o popełnieniu przestępstwa, the document informing about the crime taking place by prostitute in inverted commas, with a note urgent containing detailed information about my psychological profile in an attachment, the 20th of January this year. The murder is continuing. In my body there are foreign rooters poisoning my clean organism. Rooters of prostitutes and other representatives of the criminal world in the body of the Virgin. Enemies, murderers, have access to me. The enemies, the murderers, treating me sadistically, cruel, in full awareness. The vibrations generate diseases or illnesses. The toxins poison the organism. Most probably the Assangists put in rubbish, excrements and diseases, illnesses. Among them Stephen Hawking, Richard Dawkins, Julian Assange and Alex Gibney. Perhaps also psychiatrists. There's no peace and quiet. I am also preparing documents concerning the incremental murder through the change of profile for a criminal one, among other things, concerning Elżbieta Stożek, Aleksandra Kicza and Aleksandra Kicza. I think these are them who have my routers put in. There is some connection with Marek Zuber. There will be many more documents, but the murder should be stopped, should have been stopped around the 4th of January 2017 by the police. The latest on the 20th of January 2017 by the prosecutor's office. I do not exclude the possibility that the real reason for my problems is the will to hide his past on the part of President Andrzej Duda. Perhaps it was him who was a prostitute. For sure it was not me. Or perhaps Barack Obama, John O'Brien, or David Petrus, or Tom Cruise, or another big fish. One thing is certain, I have nothing to do with this kind of life. And merging me with, for instance, Anna Grodzka is applying poison, not to mention the political murder. I'm requesting you kindly to investigate the process of actions taken in answer to the legal measures taken by me, also with a view to cronyism, nepotism, but not only that. The persons can be responsible for committing the crime personally. For instance, through providing legal protection or compensation for damages illegally, or punishing an innocent person. I am an innocent person. I do not exclude the possibility of crimes of a higher caliber related to using the state apparatus for criminal purposes. The police office, Komisariat Policji 5 at Zamojskiego Street can act to obstruct justice due to the negligence of taking the appropriate action, investigative action in December 2011, when I reported the crime of impersonation in the internet. I suspected that I was being framed in pornography, prostitution, and even pedophilia. They are connecting to me women sucking politicians' penises, prostitutes, promiscuous women, gay, perverted people, satanists, Assangists, journalists, celebrities, retarded people, criminals, the working class, etc. I have had enough of the rudeness and rapes, vulgarity, and rapes. I have nothing to do with the so-called raw job, or a sexual profile, or any jelly. I despise horse, the archetype. When they are trying to superimpose their identity on me and treat me sadistically. Earlier, I had such best friends. I had such best friends too. This is my sacred, holy right. The presence of Maja Rostowska, Ewa Wanat, Tomasz Pawlak, Anna Kostuk, Anna Kowalik, the former girlfriend of Mariusz Rakoczy, Robert Bojdak, Artur Kożuk, Aleksandra Miśtan, Marek Zubek, Piotr Urbanek, etc. is unclear. They have no right to interfere with my life. The constant molestation on the part of the retarded who have access to me, repeating again and again, you said okay to her, or I'm sorry, he burst, or okay, all the time talking about sex. By what right the criminals, the degenerate, have been given access to me? The people of serious deficiencies in the intellectual development, in the intellectual, emotional, social, spiritual, etc. development. I hear that Dmitry Medvedev has claims concerning some blowjob on my part, that he claims he had received a sexual offer from me, a proposal, and that I have had a so-called protected profile, or whatever is the translation. I do not know what it is. It is being suggested that it means a blowjob. I never deliver oral sex. I have never delivered oral sex, and I will never deliver oral sex. Putting such experience into my life is critically disgraceful. My communication channels, Facebook, email accounts, are being blocked. I conclude the profiles in which some people are impersonating me, creating the murder, have not been removed. The murderers impersonating me in phone conversations or other ordinary daily life situations have not been rendered ineffective. I conclude something of the kind is happening. Perhaps a professional actress or agent has been employed. And I think she is merged with me too. She is sending signals which have nothing to do with my conduct and thinking. If it goes on like that, I will have to take a legal action against Poland in an international process. I will accuse Poland of persecution, long-term torture, terrorism on the part of the state, and murder. By what right and access has been given to my flat, my body? They're in my throat. I think it has been cut. Other people have been given access to me. They're in Satanists, they're retarded, criminals, gays, gay people, transvestites, prostitutes, whores, and perhaps also pedophiles. And dead people and things. By what right or law have I been merged with my deadly enemy, who is sending signals ruining my life from my body? By what right or law I have been connected to a foreign, despicable culture which I sincerely hate, whose rules I will never ever respect or follow, because these are the rules for pathological personalities, incapable of thinking. On what grounds have I been deprived of my personal life? On what grounds have I been deprived of my personal, social, and professional life? On what grounds am I being deprived of my biological life? By what right or law a sexual profile has been created for me? By what right or law they have... and here these are colloquial words as quotes. Obsypić and przestrać. Treat with as the literal translation would be treat with syphilis and treat with excrements. Evidence: 1. My situation. 2. The DVD record with the recording of the videos illustrating the process carried out on me. 3. The copies of documents confirming a refusal to start an investigation concerning the crime of framing me in pornography, prostitution, and pedophilia. Article 148, murder. The content of the documents informing with information delivered to the police office, Commissariat Policji 5, on the 4th and 5th of January this year. 14 pages, 10 pages. 5. Vimeo sites. Agnieszka Justicja Rojek, vimeo.com/UER 309-1996. Akademia Agnipolitańska, vimeo.com/user. I think the previous one should be user 2, excuse me. 37002092. Information for the NSA, vimeo.com/ agnipolictania.com/user 55116429. Blocked. Agnipolitania. https://vimeo.com/user 44147169. Akademia Agnipolitańska 2016. https://vimeo.com/user 575888952. The Agnipolitanian Academy 2016. https://vimeo.com/user 577555523. 6. Twitter. twitter.com/agnipolitania. Blocked. 7. Nasza klasa. nk.pl/ then I don't know what it is, but you have two lines vertical and two lines horizontal, and it's as if you moved it clockwise. Profile /49103234. And my signature, Agnieszka Rojek. Attachments. 1. Doniesienie concerning fałszerstwo intelektualne on the part of Agnieszka Różańska, that is the document informing about the circumstances suggesting a crime taking place, concerning creation of a false document that can be of importance in legal situations. 2. The profile, the academic profile, scientific and the humanities, the academic profile of the Academia Agnipolitańska, the Agnipolitanian Academy. My simplified profile, 4 pages, in English, original. https://vimeo.com/188019477. In Polish, https://vimeo.com/187446738. 3 and 4. Evidence for 14 pages, 10 pages. Concerns the police office, Komisariat Policji 5. 5. Evidence 2. The DVD record Agnieszka Rojek, Faldowskiego Street 54, Faldowskiego Street flat 4. The record of the trauma. 6. The real profile published in Twitter on the 14th of February 2016. 3 pages. 7, 8. Evidence 3. The copies of documents confirming the refusal to start an investigation. And then there are attachments. So perhaps I think that should do. You should get the general orientation. So my point is that it is very important that we see who is who, really. And when we think of all those wars, I made this recording because of the information about what's happening in the USA, where you have the white policeman and the black citizen. So I'm the white citizen, I am an innocent person, and there's the state on the other side. So I think that it's important to take it all into account, and also to know what information the state has and knows, and what the state does, how criminal the state is. So it needs to fall into correct categories, because otherwise we will keep on destroying each other instead of solving the problem and really destroying the enemy. That is also the result of accusing the wrong person. The person who is really responsible for the crime is still free and can continue the overall destruction and devastation. Of course, Agnieszka Bata, Magdalena Rojek, the recording made on the 29th of May 2020. It's almost 5 p.m. in Krakow, in Poland. 1 minute left. Thank you for your attention.